Hello?
Hello.
Are we live? Is this thing on?
Is this thing on? Is this is this thing on?
Hello everybody.
Hello.
It's Lou here and we are joined by the one and only me Hall, Matt Hall, whatever you know him as. Welcome.
Hello. Hello. Lou, do you like my t-shirt?
I do. Now that is the old font, but we'll allow it. We'll allow it.
We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it.
How are you getting on this fine Eurovision week we're having?
I'm having a lovely time. The sun's shining up here, and it's gay Olympics. I'm in a school at the moment, and I heard someone turn around and say, "Did you watch Eurovision last night?" And I was like, and
Eurovision in the
you could.
wild.
And the next thing, this girl goes, "Oh no, I haven't really watched it." And she goes, "Well, it's basically like gay Olympics." And I was like, "Did she lie?
Sure.
Did she lie?"
She read us to filth.
I know. I really should have just turned around and like tried to slip my way into the conversation, but I didn't know her, so I didn't really want to completely come over with all my Eurovision knowledge. And what did you think of this? And what did you think of this?
Ease them in. Ease them in.
Yeah.
And did they say the Eurovision?
No, I actually think they said Eurovision, but I think I could have done the whole like, oh yeah, I really like Euphoria. Like that's a good song. Hit them with a bit of that, or I might just snap.
Might just snap, indeed. I'm just putting something cool onto my laptop because Connor was slagging me the other day. It does sometimes sound like my laptop is going to take off. Off to Basel, where Connor has gone.
Off here. I wish I was there too. It looks so fun. Like seeing Alex's stories. I'm so jealous.
I know. She's living the dream and she's mashing it. I actually don't know how she is doing these mad nights and then doing
Uh,
everything she's doing in the day.
she's just superhuman. Like she's a survivor.
She does have a
She's a survivor.
Alex Basel Natty. But yes, guys, we should say welcome back to the Éirevision podcast. At the time of our live stream, the Grand Final rehearsal is happening in Basel, and that means semi-finals are dushed, they're done. Tomorrow, we will have the official Grand Final of the Eurovision Song Contest. Can you believe it? We're going to find out a winner in just over 24 hours, pretty much. So we're here to dissect it together. And actually, Mihal, we will be in person together to watch it this year, which will be lovely.
Yes, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And I cannot wait to tell I told you so whenever Portugal ends up winning. So
and the delusion starts here.
And it's only just begun.
This is why I love having you on. There's a lot of people already asking us about Ireland. I can see between the Instagram chat and the YouTube chat. Connor and I spoke a good bit about it last night. Alex also hopped on for a bit as well. So the listeners have heard from us. I'd like to know what everyone in the chat feels today, having slept on Ireland's non-qualification with Emmy like a party. Michal, how are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling quite mixed, and I think a lot of Irish fans are too. Obviously sad for Emmy and sad for us that we didn't qualify. But I think we're not taking the right lessons from it, if that makes sense. I think when we look at Eurosong 2025, we did the best that I think we could have sent. Personally, I see the calls for certain other acts that might have done better, but I think that might not have worked, especially given what was sent to Eurosong. But when it comes to Emmy, I think I'm just going to echo what you guys have said. It was too static. Why was she just standing there? she honestly, she just looked like she wasn't allowed to move. She looks like some of my students when I say, stand up before you leave the class. Like, it really did not seem. It didn't seem like there was energy pumped into it, except for the dancers. However, in saying that, I'm really, really happy with the camera angles. I'm quite happy with the lighting. I'm quite happy with the LEDs. There were the dancing cats, but apart from the cats, I thought that what we brought staging wise is so much better than maybe I anticipated, if I'm not being completely honest. So I'm proud of the package that happened. I think Emmy did her best. I think the guys did their best. But all in all, it was too static, and it just wasn't memorable with the likes of Malta, Finland, Austria, other entries that were in that semi final. So I just think it just fell short in that way. So, and the blue and purple curse, so the blue and pink curse lives on. Brooke had it, and now Emmy has it. So I think we just need to go completely away from those colours for a while. Let's get a bit of yellow, a bit of green. Give us green. We're Ireland. Give Albania show up with red and black all the time. Give us green. Like, I can't hear you. Is it just me who can't hear you, or is it the chat?
I muted myself because my laptop was like, sorry. We own green. It's our brand.
Exactly. So imagine us coming with something completely green and having like beautiful song, nice Celtic vibes, a solace adult version, if you will. Green fields, something pretty. I don't know.
I am the voice in the wind and yeah, I really agree with you, Michal. I honestly think like it's probably the most united Irish fans have been for a while in an opinion about something, I think we all liked it, but we all understand why we didn't get through.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like Brooke.
Yeah.
I think we deserved with Brooke, and we didn't understand with Brooke, and we all loved it. But this one, we're kind of like, oh, okay, we got it.
And look, Brooke was with the crooked jury, so I still have beef with that, okay? But Turin 2022 was peak. Myself, Michal, and Connor went to Eurovision together for the first time, and it was iconic. It was iconic. Some good comments in the chat here, chatting about Emmy and like a party. Sam saying there was one great shot of the dancers that flashed up. I wish they have more of that. I totally agree with that. I remember that flashing up, that angle with the 4 dancers, and it was like, oh, can we just do more of that, please?
Yeah, or even just something with Emmy in the middle of it. I don't know.
A lot of people were suggesting over the last few days that maybe they should have put her brother up on the rocket because he was doing his thing anyway, and Emmy could have been the one further down moving around.
See, I have 2 theories. I think that they could have had her either off stage at the front, maybe with the dancers, and then they slowly make their way up to the rocket, and by the time they get to the top of the rocket, she's hit the high note, pyro's going, lights are going, and you get that moment of her on the rocket. You only get that little bit as opposed to the whole thing. Or what she could have done is she could have got off the rocket and made her way to the front and done the complete opposite. But there was too much one place. Yeah, I do think that if you swapped and put Ireland on top, that would be nice too. I just personally, I felt that it's not as much the positions, but the fact that she didn't move. Like there needed to be something moving, if you know what I mean, in my opinion. So, yeah.
For sure. We had a couple of comments from our followers on our Instagram question box, and I'm going to call a couple of them out. Bioano on Instagram said, just brilliant, so gutted for Emmy. I can't believe Lithuania and Latvia got through over her and Australia. I understand that's your opinion, but I don't think I agree. I think Latvia and Lithuania, they should have gone through ahead of us in Australia. Let's be real. Like,
you're so diplomatic, Lou.
Australia threw the coin at the blender, and that was kind of it. Like, the budget was blown. We got the blender. The budget was blown on the blender, and that was what we got. with Australia.
The budget was blown in the costume. He had no shirt after a while. Like, they couldn't afford to replace that. It was gone.
Gas.
Latvia was incredible. I think that staging is one of the best this year. I wish the lighting was slightly different personally, but I think that's a minor thing. Looking back on it, I've watched it and I've just been like, this is absolutely incredible. And the addition of the tails, love it.
Yeah,
So good.
that was good fun. It was good fun. A lot of the other comments on our question box were like moving between loved it, out of this world, like best performance she's had, and static. Like a lot of people were saying static when it came to Emmy. One thing I want to quickly touch on before we move off Emmy, and there's a little bit of chitter chatter about this in the live chat. Leah saying, I agree we sent the best we could have from Eurosong this year, to be honest. Just wish Eurosong could be better from the get-go, so our best is better. Robin follows up saying, I actually think Niall would have been amazing this year. Micheál, what do you think? Could we have done potentially better with someone else from Eurosong?
Let me go through the list. Samantha Mum would know. Who else was there?
What?
I'm gonna leave Niall to the last. I loved Aji, but no, he wouldn't have done better. Who else? I'm trying to think. Realta, absolutely not. Who else was there? There's some Bobby. I don't think Bobby would have done well. No, Niall. I think there's an argument to be made. Yes, however, my issue with Niall has always been the
beef with Niall.
Song. I don't have beef with Niall. No. I think Niall's lovely. I talked to Niall. Niall's lovely. He's so lovely. The night of Eurosong, I thought he was a gem. His voice was incredible. But I just want Niall to come back with an absolute amazing song, because I think he's got so much potential to give us something great. I just don't think Growth was the one. I just thought Growth was a bit lyrics wise generic, and I think he can do better, and I think we would do better with that, and I'd be so happy to support him another year, 100%. But no, I think Emmy was our best shot, being honest.
Yeah, that's a very fair take. Kieran saying Bobby Arlo would have qualified. It's so hard to know because like that package at Eurosong was not ready. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So from Ireland's heartbreak, and we've chatted briefly about Australia there, it happened to go up in the chat. Are there any other things that have made you heartbroken from the semi-finals, Micheál? And I know we definitely made it well known after semi-1 that Connor, myself, and Alex were very upset about Belgium, and Alex and I, the Theo Evan Stan Club, it's been known we've been in mourning. But overall, from semi-1 and semi-2, what are you going to really miss tomorrow night?
I'm not gonna miss too much. I'm kind of happy with how the qualifiers are coming this year. I'm very, very happy. And one thing about you, Lou, that I must mention, I don't know if you really know this, but you rub off on me, and I probably shouldn't tell you this because it gives you some power that I don't like. But do you remember back in Eurovision 2022? This is complete. I know you've asked me a question. We're going on a little detour. I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
But it's relevant, I promise. Do you remember in Eurovision 2022? I hated Moldova. I hated it. I really did not like it. But seeing your joy, especially in the arena, it completely changed my opinion, and now I love it. I think it's great.
Was that Trenital you said?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I know, and you completely changed my opinion on that.
I don't think it necessarily works on everybody else. So, like, if it works on you, I'll take it.
No, but it's kind of like osmosis. I don't know. It's just this happiness that you alluded just makes me happy, and I'm like, okay, I get it. I was starting to get rubbed off on Cyprus. No, sorry, this is why I'm segueing back in. You started to rub off me in Cyprus, and then I saw it live. I was not
Cyprus, to be honest, because you like a bit of a club night, you know.
Yeah, I do. It's just I was so close to getting on this train of Sergio Jaén with the scaffolding staging, and then I just thought the live was just underwhelming, and I thought his voice wasn't up to scratch either. And this is a point for both Cyprus and Belgium, because Belgium is probably the one that I miss the most in the final, because the song is a bop, it's a lot of fun, but those type of club songs, like talking even Pia Maria as well, those sort of up tempo songs that you could hear to dance to in a club, like you need to be pitch perfect, you need to be completely right. And I didn't think that Belgium's vocals were there either. I remember watching it thinking there's something off here. And I don't know if he was further away from the mic or if I don't know what was going on, but it wasn't perfect. And I think he did better in Eurosong Belgium. And to me, it just felt a bit off. And maybe Europe did too. I can't really put my finger on it too much, but it just didn't wasn't up to scratch. So yes, with that one, I think because semi two, I'm pretty happy with the qualifiers. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe Australia would be my one that I'm a bit. Oh, I wish I could have had Australia in there, but I'm not overly sad about it. So yeah.
Anthony says Czechia's mistiming was heartbreaking, and Leah also echoes Czechia. I always had this feeling. I always had this feeling it wouldn't go through, but again, I didn't take joy in it not going through because Adonis is like a cool guy, and I'd like to see him coming back, maybe for Slovakia someday.
Oh, I hope so. I actually was talking to your Samlu about Czechia before the semi-final. And the thing about Czechia is that you see a lot of people before the semi-final saying, "Oh, but Czechia's going to go through. Czechia's going to go through." But I didn't see a lot of people saying that they really rooted for Czechia and wanted it to qualify. Like there wasn't a huge, well, maybe I'm in my own bubble as I sometimes can be, but I didn't see a lot of people putting Czechia as their number one, really having that cult energy that we saw from songs like Albania or Lithuania. Do you know what I mean? I just kind of felt that Czechia was kind of like, oh, I like it, but I'm not going out of my way to vote for it. And that's maybe where it lost its appeal.
People forgot to vote. Like it's such an easy trap.
So. Yeah.
Jean saying it worked on me with Paku Shy. You know, that's one of my favorite things about Eurovision, that like there's a song you could have no time for, but like because you associate it with one of your nearest and dearest, it, like
this is it.
Your love grows for it. I think that's really cute. It's a really sweet thing.
Yeah.
I see someone waiting in the wings, and I'm wondering, is he ready to pop on? Because lads, not only do we have Alex Basel Matti, and I believe she can't join us this evening because she. Sorry, that was like such an unnecessary tease, Michal. I'm so sorry. But our actual guest is just as exciting. Alex Basel Matti is, I believe, taking part in some kind of boat party tonight. Casual. But we have another.
Go on Iceland.
Go on Iceland. Austria. Hopefully the Icelandic one. The Austrian one looks a bit Titanic-y.
She might fall in and sink, yeah.
But we have another Éirevision member on the ground in Basel. Lads, please welcome to the stage Mr. Conor Devlin.
Ooh.
Hold on, there we
go. I have no idea where I am right now.
Trenital.
I'm on a train that says it's going to Amsterdam. Why? I don't know. But it's going via Basel. The man didn't speak any English, but he said yes.
Is this poetic?
So we'll find out an hour where I am.
If you're watching the stream, can you check Connor's train, please?
Because there was one direct to Basel, but then it told me to go to this platform. So I was like, I'll do my ticket because I ain't getting fined because like things are expensive enough in Switzerland. So I don't know. And then no one speaks any English. So I'm like, hello, anyone who can help me?
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag, that's it. But yeah, apparently I'm on the right train because your man just came around with the ticket stamper yoke. And he was like, Guten Tag. And I was like, oh, hello. Then he goes, then he goes, hello. And then I go, this goes to Basel. And then he goes, Basel. And then walks away. And I was like, okay, take that as a yes. But hopefully we know. I can't even look out. It's all dark. Like, I can't see anything. So
mental.
We love that. How are you guys?
Like,
But you're on your way to Eurovision, so
Exactly. Nothing's easy in life.
do you know the last time we were all on a train together traveling to
I'm about to
Eurovision
say,
was Milan to Turin?
we're going to see that awful sun.
Drama.
What a time. Oh, it was great.
But I'm pretty sure
Oh. Oh no.
Silenced
The
by the
tickets
Turin
actually got
sun.
Well, that was
Well,
something.
Connor's on his way to the Netherlands, guys. So it's I think it's symbolism for Celavi's chances of winning. It's going to happen.
We'll see him next April at Amsterdam in concert, maybe.
He's just that's him now. He's way off. Here, you're gonna go. She's died. Here, ask
ITV
Roy if
got Oh, our listeners are funny, man.
Oh.
All right. Well, while Connor's coming back, a topic of conversation I'm dying to have is the running order thoughts. This is our bread and butter. We love this stuff. We obsess over this stuff. And let me do something kind of fun. Hopefully it works.
Oh.
Woo.
Ooh. Ooh.
So guys, there's a lot to unpack here. Norway opening, Albania closing, and a lot happening in between. Mavi Blue asking, does anyone have a link to the jury show live? So you can't watch the jury show unless you have accredited online press, and it's all very strict, and we do have accredited press here at the Éirevision podcast, but I actually tried to log in at 8 o'clock and my link for whatever reason just wasn't working. I put it into the press chat that I'm in and it was the same for a couple of other people, so the diva's down there with the link, but yeah, it's not publicly available, I'm afraid. So back to the running order. Micheál, what is jumping out at you here? Talk to me.
I'm thinking that, so I've got two thoughts. For the first half, I'm kind of like, yeah, the producers have done pretty well. I'm thinking that they've really mapped it out in the right way. For the second half, I'm like, what is going on here? Why is let's start with Albania. Why is it last? This is my question, because that makes no sense to me. It makes zero sense to me. I don't think it should be a song that should end the show. Like, if I was a producer, I'd be thinking more San Marino to finish it off.
So
or Germany.
I'll send it to you later, Micheál, but the Eurotrip podcast, shout out to our pals over there. Rob Lily Jones did a great interview with Christer Bjorkman, which dropped today. And Rob got to ask him about a couple of the slots and why he did what he did. And Rob said to Christer Bjorkman, San Marino 25, Albania 26, discuss. And Christer basically said along the lines of, Albania is fun and is classy, and it's a good note to finish the show on. And he said San Marino is also really fun and it's good to have towards the end. So it was a little bit of a backhanded compliment because he was kind of saying San Marino ain't classy.
Yeah. He really went, that one's for the messy girls. That's not allowed. Like, okay, that's interesting, but I wondered why you'd want to end the show with classy. I just thought they would have wanted to end the show with fun. And like,
so
yeah, I know they said Albania fun, but
I think I've cursed the last running order spot, Micheál. And I'll tell you why. Let me remove this. 2019, who performed last in the grand final?
Oh, yes, Lavenda.
2021, who performed last in the grand final?
Adrenalina.
Two of
Oh my
my,
god.
they were actually both my winners. And Albania is like my second place this year. And it's been put
Okay.
on last. And both Mickey and Senate came 22nd in their finals. So they got bottom
No.
5.
Stop speaking. No. No, no. 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 We're not going there. We're not going there. Albania's
Jessica's made
potential
wood and
winner.
touching it.
I've been told
Albania,
Albania's
I
a
think, could do a
potential
top
winner.
10. It could definitely do a top 10. But will people be really drunk by the time it comes on?
Well, let's hope so. They'll love it. They will love it. Could you imagine that badge? Like, your man, who do you call him from Albania? I forget his name. Your girl's Beatrice, but the man, forget his name.
I've forgotten his
Imagine
name as
him.
well. I always forget.
Yeah, his like vocal part where he's like kind of grunting into the mic. Could you imagine everyone drunk watching that? That would be some crack. You know? Cool. Thank you. Thank you. I think it would be class. Right. So Albania being last, crazy to me. As well as that, Sweden and France beside each other. That to me is like, was it 2021 when Italy and France were quite close? I don't think they were next to each other, but it was like
Yeah.
like a song between them. Whoever that song
Yeah.
was, per them, but
Yeah.
but yeah, it's not that it's giving that, but it's very interesting that they're right beside each other. Does that mean that they kind of think that either that tells me that they kind of want an open sort of battle and they want to see the two together, or that they think that one of them won't win? Do you know what I mean?
Interesting. My thought when I saw it this morning instantly was they want a Sweden-France showdown. Like,
Okay.
there's drama in this, like Sweden being like kind of a consistent favorite, like top of the betting odds, and then France being such a jury sweetheart the last few years, consistently coming like close to winning but not quite doing it. Could it be France's year? That's what I think. It could literally, some of these things could literally be like down to staging props and boring things too. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't like to think like that. That's too boring. I don't like to think like that. But do you see this? That makes me think. Do you remember the last time Sweden and France were this close together in a title or a fight for Eurovision? I'm thinking of 1991, where they both got the exact same points and a tiebreaker. But could you imagine that happened this year? Could you imagine the chaos? That would be great. I would love to see it.
I think it would kill us off potentially.
I think so, but I'd love it.
Jean says Erica got the best possible spot from first half. Can't understand Sweden and France back to back though. Michal, do you think Finland is okay where they are?
I think, yeah. Well, I mean, weren't they? They were pulled first half, weren't they? So
Yeah.
it's the best possible spot they could have got. To me, now I know we're going to talk about possible winners in the bit, but this is the only song that has given me winner vibes. So the fact that they've given it 13th place has really made me go on, let's go. So yes, I think that's great for Erica, and especially Italy following it. I think that's great. I love the Italian song.
Leah says, I think the last running order spot normally is a party fun song and usually doesn't do well. But since Germ isn't that, I bet it'll change that. That's a good take, actually.
Good point.
I hadn't thought about it that way, Leah. Thank you. Iceland must have placed high with them performing 10th. I sure hope so.
I disagree. I think following Austria.
We were 10th, I think, last year.
Were we?
Yeah. Oh, there's Connor, and he's giving me the thumbs up and all.
Oh.
Connor, did you get fined?
Hello.
Oh, you're muted.
Did he get fined or found in Netherlands?
Are you silent or have you been silenced? Not me holding the water. And not Connor.
He's
Can you hear
doing the
me
same
now?
amount of singing as Gabri Ponte.
Yes.
Hello.
Lads, I
Hello.
won't stay on long because I'm having so many technical difficulties. Oh my god, technical difficulties. But yeah, just want to pop in, say hello.
No worries. Connor, can you give us any of your main thoughts about the running order?
Well, we were right about Norway. We were talking about that last night opening. It's kind of like a safe opener. I I'm curious why Albania is closing. A bit of a random choice, in my opinion. Does that tell me maybe that like they didn't finish high in the semi final, like they were an eighth, ninth, or tenth? But like everyone loves that song. It's just a strange song to finish, particularly because it is such a fan favorite. Um, but like again, last year we had a similar thing with, was it Switzerland? Can't remember who else, but that like 23rd, 24th spot of being like back. I think it was Croatia and Switzerland. There was literally like one spot in between them in the final last year. So that kind of sweet point of the 2023, 24 being like two big hitters. So it's probably going to be like a knockout punch between Sweden and France. But then you look at Finland and you're like, that's a really, really good running order for them with like Netherlands and Italy, two very different songs back to back. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably a three-horse race between Finland, Sweden, and France based on that running order. And also as well, poor Luxembourg. Why are they second? Like that is amazing.
I have a weird theory on
I
that.
think, yeah.
Is it because Connor, I feel like we were talking about how Luxembourg would also be a really good opener. And I feel like they've done something funky there with, well, spot 2 to 6 and 3 to 6, because they were the exact same countries in the exact same spots last year, except Netherlands was in where Estonia is this year, with very similar songs, very weirdly. But maybe it could have just been like, oh, Norway would be a good opener for the show. So would Luxembourg. Which one? We'll just put them in 1 and 2. I don't know. Shot in the dark.
I would kind of say that I think hasn't the EBU tried to maybe change the perception of what a second place song is? Then they maybe could be trying to give that sort of poppy upbeat song for song number 2 to kind of give that sort of impression that they're not kind of given a ballad the death slot every single time. And maybe that's what they're doing with the last place of the final. Everyone kind of knows, oh, that spot goes to a song that's good but won't win. Maybe they're thinking, hey, let's change it up this year. I don't know.
And also as well, I'm thinking as well with Luxembourg, is this bit of like a, you had your sweet pie last year with like a great running order, a great kind of plug in between every bit of the show that we could have given you. This year, okay, you're back for your second year, you qualified to the final, but we're going to give you the second spot because like we were nearly too generous to you last year. So this is evening out that playing to win, but it can still do well from that second spot. Is that me just playing devil's advocate in a way?
I don't know. But then could it also be the case that we're just overanalyzing it as we do as Eurofans? Like, could we just be sitting here picking apart where they could have just sat down and went, "Oh, that'll go nicely there. That'll be fine there. Here, that's fine." Like, could that just be it? You know?
Yeah, there is like the logistic thinking behind a running order of like, you know, uh, for example, France has quite a cleanup in spot 24, but San Marino follows in spot 25. You don't need to put out much at all for San Marino. So they're taking off a lot, but they're not putting on much. You know, Switzerland before Malta, you're not taking off much for Switzerland, and you're bringing on a lot for Malta. Is that to consider too?
It's just hard to know. It's just another thing I'd like to look at as well is completely different side is if I was doing the run order, I wouldn't personally put Poland and Germany beside each other. Just in my mind, that's kind of like you've got the kitchen table with Poland, and then you've got near enough the kitchen table with Germany as well. Like, obviously in different ways, they're both brilliant, but I just think it's a lot sensory overload for both. I just kind of might have tried to split it up maybe just a little bit personally.
I think we should expect a huge televote for Poland this year because, like Polish diaspora and the Polish stronghold both managed to qualify. Blanca, which their people didn't like Blanca at the time. She was like getting dogs abuse off them, and Ochman was liked, but I don't feel like she was as well liked. Connor, if you could mute yourself.
Yeah, I definitely think like Poland are in with a good chance this year of a great result. But like even as well, when you think about it, like I think the views for semi final one. Did I just like not answer your question at all, or
No, sorry. There's a lot of background noise. Could you mute yourself?
did I?
Can you
Oh, can
mute
I?
yourself?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
You're grand. And I'll come to you after. Sorry. Lost in translation.
Sorry.
I was nearly finished anyway. I think I was just saying, we saw before like that pirate guy, what it was 2018, got a massive televote, and must have been well liked. And I feel like not only do Polish people love Gaia, but like everybody is loving Gaia. So I think we should be looking at like in and around the 200 mark, hopefully, for Poland's televote this year. But Connor, you're the big Poland fan, I would say, in the group. So what are you thinking?
Sorry for my football fans surrounding me at the moment.
Oh,
Yeah, I think like it is a weird running order. I would agree with you, Mihal. Like Poland, Germany, back to back is kind of strange, but like I think she stands out on her own. Like she's completely different, and she is kind of harping back to that traditional Eurovision that we know back in like the 2000s. That like wacky, like crazy performance that like you're tuning in and going like, what happens next? That's what she's giving us. And as well, I think as well like the views for this on YouTube from semi final one, like I think everyone else was on like 50 to 70K after the show. She was on like 500K within like 2 hours, which is crazy. So like just shows you people are actively wanting to watch this again. So I think she has a good chance of a top 10 finish for sure. Like possibly pushing more if things go well for her. But I think definitely top 10 is within reach for her, 100%. And on that note, guys, I am going to leave you because it is getting noisy and I'm struggling to hear you. But I will chat with you soon. Enjoy the rest of your dissection of the running order, and yeah, chat to you guys.
Enjoy Basel,
enjoy the
Connor.
Netherlands.
I'll update you where I end up.
Please do.
Amsterdam calling.
I'll be very early.
The Grudge Song Festival.
Gosh, he's really late for Eurovision 2021, isn't he? Oh,
There was another pandemic in the meantime, or whatever.
oh, Jesus.
Jesus. Spot number 8, United Kingdom.
About to go there. Yeah. Yeah, I think they kind of sacrificed the UK to the Wolves here behind Austria. Although I did kind of like that Ukraine and United Kingdom are beside each other because it's kind of, it feels very 2023. You know, that was a nice contest, very UK Ukraine together. You know, I like that.
This is true. Do you think the UK have been kind of buried there a little bit?
Yes, absolutely. But I don't think they're much of contenders anyway. If I'm being fully honest, I think they're going to get a nice I hate to say it, but like you know, when I was watching the UK's performance last night, I kind of thought to myself, "Oh, it's fine. It's just what is the song about? I don't get it. I really don't understand. I really think that." I think they should have went the comedic route. They could have done something funny happened, and they could look at each other like, "What the hell just happened?" and then kind of played on with it. They really could have went the comedic route, and now it just kind of looks strange. Like, why is there a chandelier there? Why is the mirror there? I think they sound lovely. I think one of them, it doesn't sound great, but I'm expecting a nice enough jury score from this. Maybe less than what Alexander got last year, and then I don't want to say 0 points in the televote, but
I don't think it's impossible.
I
I
don't
really
think
don't.
it's impossible. No.
No. We've not talked about Austria. And is that a bad sign for Austria?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the staging's lovely. I actually do. I really do. I think that when it gets to the high note, they should bring it into color, and they should have fast camera angles. Should have flashing lights. They should have it completely like sensory overload, absolutely bonkers insanity. But the black and white the whole way through was a bit of a choice, in my opinion. And I think that's what's stopping it from being a wow, oh my god, this is a contender. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I see it.
When it
So
comes to its running order, we know Loreen was in that spot with Tattoo, and she got
that's
second in the
true.
televote and first in the jury, so it's not impossible.
Karia got 13th,
Karia
didn't
was
he?
13th, where Erica
in the
Wickman
televote. Yeah.
Erica Wickman had the same spot in the semi-final and the grand final as Karia, which is quite cute. But yeah, so Austria can do it. But I personally, and like egg on my face tomorrow if I'm wrong, but I just think there's so much coming after Austria to like steal the thunder. Like obviously Finland. I think Switzerland's going to be doing bits with the jury. Sweden, France. There's a lot of heavy hitters to come after that. So it's going to be trickier for Austria than originally what I would have thought. I have to ask you, I think Portugal have been handed a lovely little spot there, number 21. I just know, like, Greece and Armenia, personally, I'm not as much into. Switzerland in 19th is a lovely spot for the host entry. I think that's going to be beautiful. It's going to steal the show. Malta's going to be crazy. Hopefully a big reaction in the arena. We're going to go on then, like, after Portugal, it'll be Denmark, Sweden, France. It's going to be boom, 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 boom. Portugal is like the calm in the storm in that section. How are you feeling about it, Mr. Portugal?
Really good. I love it. Like, this is great. Like, I'm under no illusions about Portugal's chances. I really obviously don't see it flying, but like, I just absolutely love that they've been given a nice enough running order. Because if I was looking at it myself, I probably would have expected it probably to be sandwiched between, I don't know, Sweden and Albania or something like that, personally. But I think it's a nice, lovely little spot that after the absolute craziness from Malta, we can all just chill together, have a little song, and lovely, like, nostalgic, beautiful, chill song from just the wee band of boys just before being sent off for hallucination. Like, it's just, I think it's great for them. And maybe that'll reflect in, I was going to say reflect in the jury, but Switzerland is 2 songs before it.
Yeah. I know you.
Be...
Yeah, I know you like both Malta and Portugal. You're probably one of the few people on this earth that really like both.
Why is there a divide between the two?
Well, no, I could be chatting shit, but I would say in general that people who are put off by Malta, that like kind of demographic of people who will say like Malta's not for me. I think Portugal coming on is going to be like, calm lads with the guitar, proper music to people who'd say things like that. I'm saying that in inverted quotes, obviously. So it's that little running order is going to appease both types of viewers that you can get in the Eurovision Song Contest and Michal.
and Michal. Like, I mean, the thing about Portugal that I think Portugal's such a wild card as well, because I think with a lot of these songs we can kind of say, oh, this will do well in the televote, this will do well in the jury. But even the fact that Portugal got top 10 the semi in the televote, to me, kind of shows that there is a fan base out there. There's a demographic of people that are going to enjoy this, and especially with the fact that this grand final for the past few years, because of the removal of the juries, is just loud. Like it's a loud grand final, and that really helps songs like Portugal. And I
Sure.
just can't wait to see how it'll do. Now, watch it come 26 now after I've said all this. But like, I'd love to see it maybe attempt a left hand side. That's brave of me to say, but I'd love to see that.
They've done it when people didn't expect, the Black Mamba and all that kind of thing.
The Black Mamba, they're prime
And last
example of
year,
what Portugal can do.
Yolanda,
Well, last year,
I didn't expect her
did
to get
you?
top
Oh,
10.
I kind of, I kind of saw a good, nice jury score. I just thought it was incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
personally, but yeah, televote was obviously going to be the issue,
Simona
and it
on
was.
Instagram asks, "Is it possible Switzerland will be the winner again? It was a pleasure." I don't. I think Switzerland could do it. I think Switzerland could be the dark horse coming up behind a Sweden, France, Austria charge. And I said that ages ago on the podcast, and my intuition, I just think, was right with it. Switzerland are so good at staging. She has beautiful vocals. There wasn't much that could go wrong with this. And it's such a stunning song. I
Absolutely.
know our bank accounts would cry because I'm going to Eurovision next year for for as long as I can. I'll be saving up. But I go back to Switzerland next year happily.
Yeah. My one fear about Switzerland, I think the staging's brilliant. I think the song is beautiful. I think her voice is lovely. I just think it is an amazing package. But I'm getting major 2021 flashbacks of the Switzerland France kind of near enough cancelling each other out to give Italy the win. And maybe that's an unfair way to frame 2021, but to me, I think had one of them not been there, we could have had a different winner. Personally, and I could see it happening again. I could see Switzerland and France fighting for the jury win, where a Sweden or maybe a Finland comes through and takes the win. Um, I mean, I don't know, but I'm getting this huge flashback. So I don't know, Switzerland and France fighting, and then Portugal wins. Yeah, we'll say that.
Can I shout out Belvedere House Gardens and Park has joined our Instagram live, and it is an honor to have you guys here. I don't know how much the podcast you were listening to, especially the later quickfire episodes, but you are like a celebrity on our podcast.
Famous.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Growing Strong on YouTube asks, "What do you think about Spain?"
Love it. I love it. I think it's so camp. I think it's just incredible. She comes out in the nice, huge ass dress. It comes off, and suddenly she's dancing for her life. I love it. I think it's such a good performance. It's so camp. It's for the gays. It is for the gays. It's coming straight out of the RuPaul's Drag Race book of, I don't know, Slay. But I love it. I think it's brilliant. Yeah. Una diva is valiente.
I want
I
to
agree.
get behind this more than I have, but
Ooh.
it's the song itself has grown on me. It's catchy. I sing along.
Good.
Maybe after a few drinks tomorrow, I'll be enjoying it. Who knows? I want to pull up the press poll from today because there's some interesting results in there. Speaking of Portugal, 11th in the press poll.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. That's beautiful.
Lisboa.
That is beautiful. Lisboa 2026. That's all I'm saying.
France up the top, Finland in second,
Yeah.
Sweden in third, fourth Albania, fifth Switzerland, sixth Austria. I genuinely could see that being the top six tomorrow night.
Do you think so?
There might be another country floating around that's going to do its thing and get up there, but if we're not including that,
I
think
don't know. I feel like we always see these press polls and then we go back and we look and we think, oh, here, that's so wrong or so different to what we were thinking at the time. I think this poll reflects how we think it's gonna go, like how the Eurofans think. Like I don't think anyone's looking at this poll and saying, "Oh no, that's so far wrong." I think people would look at it and say, "Yeah, this is really gonna be on point."
mm,
Um, However, can I make one point, and Lou, you're really not gonna like this.
Oh.
Considering the way dissent and negative opinions about this song were not read out as part of the quickfire juries. Um, but
Be
when it
careful.
comes to Sweden, it just doesn't feel like a winner to me.
Just because you have a feeling, Mihal, doesn't mean it's a fact.
No, I know. Don't you worry. And listen, I would eat my words, but it doesn't give me that winner feel that maybe other songs have. Like, there's no winning moment. There's no
I didn't realise we
like.
decided the Eurovision winner based off Mihal from Ireland's feelings. That's crazy.
Well, I don't know.
It's brand new information.
Talk to Lorraine because she's won, and I've felt that.
And
Go to
then what
her.
happened to O'Jardine all those years ago?
It won, didn't it? Didn't it win? Chat, didn't it win? Yeah.
No, I understand what you're saying. I might not necessarily agree, but obviously I'm very biased because I love the song, so it's fine.
No, in saying that, every point that Lou that you have made is so true of the fact that it can get high in both televote and jury. I fully can see that happening
And
and
the
it winning
benefits of the
overall.
song, don't forget that part.
And the benefits of the song. Yeah, how could I forget? And with the added benefit of the new, bigger and improved sausage. Let's be real about it. Like,
We love an improved sausage.
We've got the upgrade. We've got it. It's got the chances to win. Nah, but what I mean though is that, like, I think it getting high in both a jury and a televote kind of reflects as well my point in the fact that I don't think there's any chance of it being a runaway jury winner or being a runaway televote winner. I don't think it's anything.
Yeah.
I don't think that's in the realm, but I fully can see it getting high in both. And whether that's enough to beat other countries around it in the same area, that's the question. So that's my only thoughts. I think that reflects me saying that it doesn't feel like a winner because I don't see it being a runaway winner in either.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it does totally. To flip to the other side of this press poll, for the grand final, the press has placed Ukraine in 26th in last place. We haven't chatted a huge amount about Ukraine. Do you see a world where that happens?
Because of the televote, no. But I think it is how the Eurovision fans are feeling. I do think it kind of reflects our thoughts. I think there's a lot of sentiment out there, and I might share the same sentiment that maybe this should have been Ukraine's year to not make the final. Although I'm happy for the boys. I'm happy because seeing the videos of them stressing was obviously not nice. But I just think the package isn't up to scratch. I just think that Ukraine sends such quality year on year on year on year. I just think it would be only fair for them the one year that it's not quite up to scratch to maybe not let them in the final. So yeah, but I want to see how far Ukraine get because to me that's kind of near enough their baseline.
Yeah,
that feels horrible to say. I'm feeling bad about saying that because
but
I
it's true. Like
Ukraine.
it's like a lot of us like always want to support Ukraine and we love seeing them in the contest. But that's what it is. It's a contest, so we're talking about results and points, and it's okay to have varied opinions on the song. I quite like the song, but it just doesn't feel competitive enough to me in this field. But I like streaming it. It's a nice song. Belvedere House Gardens and Park on Instagram has said, "You guys are the celebs. We're honored."
Oh!
And then they go on to give us their top 3.
Oh, right. Hold on. I'm sat. If you're not saying I'm sat.
I correct myself. They're top 2 and they're one to watch. That's very spicy. I love that.
Okay.
I'll give you their one to watch.
Right.
Their one to watch is Spain. Vamos.
Belvedere House Gardens and Park, yous are divas. Divas through and through.
No
Love it.
Zoras
Yeah.
to be found here. All divas.
Nope. All divas. The divas.
In second place in the Belvedere House Gardens and Park Eurovision Song Contest, we have France.
Okay, I see that. Yeah, okay. Okay, I see you, Belvedere House Gardens and Park.
And the winner of the Belvedere House Gardens and Park Eurovision Song Contest is Austria.
Okay.
And having visited this amazing place myself, I can tell you they have a little lake behind the house. The Belvedere House Gardens and Park has it all. And JJ could bring his boat to the lake for his encore.
Do they have sand?
I'm sure they have sand somewhere.
We
Sand!
could get it all going.
Guys, we are
That was
going to
wild.
hop off shortly. So ask us your final questions before we go. But Michal, I'm going to put you in a pickle. And I'm going to ask you one final question. And I just want hot take, quick answer, one word. Who is winning the Eurovision Song Contest 2025? Chat, you tell us what you think as well. Who is winning?
I'm going to be brave. Finland.
Okay.
Sorry, your turn.
I am saying Sweden. Obviously. The bias. This is
Work found in the kitchen.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
According to our quickfire spreadsheet, overall, the average from the Éirevision listeners and team is saying Albania. Love that for us. Very tasteful. Very, very tasteful. And Michal, Matt's Hall, I have to give you a big shout out because last year you created such an amazing spreadsheet, which enabled us to calculate the quick fires correctly. And we were able to use it again this year. So thank you so much for your formula.
Anytime.
All the maths you bring to Éirevision.
I did want to work out also the standard deviation because that would kind of show you how like controversial it would be. We can do that next year. It's fine. I just wanted to see like if everyone, for example, if a country is getting like an average of 6 and their standard deviation is low, that means all the votes are around that 6 point. But if a country is getting an average of 6 and they have like loads of 10s and loads of 0s, that means that, you know, there's a lot of division there, meaning that in this system that we have, they could probably do better than the one that had a lesser standard deviation, if that makes sense.
I will wait with bated breath.
Yes, sorry.
No, not for the maths, me. So Belvedere House Gardens and Park is saying Austria for the winner. Anthony in the YouTube chat is saying Sweden.
Here, you don't need to look up to her.
Love you, Anthony. Rehearsals is saying Albania.
Go on, yes.
Yeah. Brendan is saying Austria. They've got the same spot Celine Dion won back in 1988.
In Dublin.
In Dublin. There's a rumour that her private jet is in Basel.
Are we going to see her?
I mean, maybe. Should that be Olympics? Eurovision? She's got to check them all off.
I mean, why not?
But there we have it. I mean, we've given our hot takes. Our listeners have given their hot takes. But, you know, tomorrow's going to be the actual results. And 8 p.m. Irish time, 9 p.m. Central European time, the Eurovision Song Contest 2025 Grand Final is going to kick off. And we will know the winner by the end of the night. We are going to be feasting over the scoreboard and I'm sure the interval acts and all of the rest of the fun that comes with it. Alex and Connor are going to be bopping away over in Basel. Michal and I are going to be chilling away on the couch here in Dublin with a couple of other pals. So we're looking forward to that. Can't wait to see you tomorrow, Michal.
Likewise, Lee. Can't wait to see you.
We may have a very brief stream coming tomorrow right before the grand final. We'll be posting details of that on our Instagram and Twitter, what time and where to get us. If you're listening back to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and you like what we do, Don't forget to give us a 5-star review so that other Eurovision fans, especially Irish Eurovision fans, can find us. Also, if you like what we do, you can support us on Buy Me a Coffee. And actually, during this stream, only 9 minutes ago, we got 10 coffees off Robert on Buy Me a Coffee, saying thanks for the fantastic coverage again this year. Great work. Enjoy the final tomorrow. Robert, thank you so much for supporting us on what we do. And if you guys want to do that, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Éirevision. Yes, follow us everywhere, guys. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, The Works, YouTube. And the content isn't going to stop in May, okay? There's going to be more coming. And there might be 1 or 2 fun little announcements coming. I'll say no more. But keep your eyes peeled, okay? Keep your eyes peeled. But for now, from myself and Micheál, we're wishing you all a very merry Eurovision Song Contest. Have a fabulous Saturday night with the rest of Europe. And all we have to say is
Slán go fór. Meet me in Paris on Champs-Élysées night. Could be